I pre-ordered without knowing anything about it because I'm so hungry for it. I pre-ordered the complete Mass Effect comic edition. So it's like all of it, but in one. I have no idea what it's about. I don't know if it's a side story. I don't know if it's just like some canonized version of Shepard's story or something.
Mm-hmm.
No idea. But I saw that it went up for pre-order from like the BioWare something or something, and then I pre-ordered it.
Pre-ordering a comic, huh?
Yeah.
I thought for a second you were going to see the remastered version of the games.
No.
Like, there was some news I didn't hear about, how they're accepting pre-orders right now.
Oh, I'm going to come in here so hot when that shit gets announced, Connor.
You know what I'm going to do, Tavin?
Yeah.
I'm going to take that penny from you. I'm going to say, this is my penny.
Oh, it won't be a penny. It'll be a pre-show ramble. Because
will it?
Fuck you.
Well, then I'll double down and have some repetition and be a penny. Just to piss you off. It's going to be.
That's hysterical. How you doing, buddy?
Been doing good.
Had a good week?
I feel like it's been a while since we've been here, even though it's been 1 week like
exactly
always.
7 days.
I know, like always, but for some reason it feels like I haven't done it in a while. It's one of those weeks. Week's been pretty good, though. There's a lot of schoolwork.
A lot of school?
Mm-hmm. Writing. A lot of writing.
You missed a quiz.
Classes. Come on. Come on. Actually, it came back online.
So you had an opportunity.
Because people missed it. Because it was so abnormal. And now, all good.
A bunch of people missed it.
Yeah. I wasn't the only one.
Oh, how does it feel to be just another one of the failures?
Yeah, well. You know, I won't attack you. I'll hold off. I'll save my ammunition.
Save the ammunition. Yeah. That's code for you don't have anything.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah,
but
sure.
you never know.
You have no thoughts.
I do.
You have no thoughts. But, Connor, collectively, we have several thoughts. Mm-hmm. Because this...
4 as a total.
Why do you... Oh, because this is the Two Penny Gamescast. Each and every week, me and my good friend Connor here sit down and talk to you about the new news in the video game industry. We bring 2 topics, 2 pennies, if you will, and give you our 2 cents on them. I am your host, Tavin Bothel, here with my good friend and co-host, Connor Elliott. Say hi to the people, Connor.
Hi again.
You can get this show every Monday, 8 a.m. on YouTube and SoundCloud, and, hopefully some other DSPs in the future, whenever I get off my ass and do something about that.
Well, I think that's more chance-based than you laziness.
No, it won't be that hard. I've looked it up. I know the process.
Never mind.
It's just
sorry for
it's all on me. Connor, there's going to be a theme this week.
Uh-huh.
And that theme, Connor, is greed.
Yes, very much so. Except for one. But yeah, greed for the primary.
No, 2. Yeah. Well, yes. No. Yeah, you're right, 1. So, Connor, I'm going to go ahead and start with my first penny today. Mm-hmm. And that is, hold on, I got to mute this because they always pick, why does the Discord group always pick the minute we start recording to just go crazy in the chat, man?
Yeah, 3 messages is really crazy.
Actually, but it's like as soon as we started,
I know, it's
we're
like
3 minutes into the show, and ding, ding, ding. I'm like, all right,
how's Curtis doing? So, that's fine. Well,
we're going to start with my first penny, Connor. And this is, 2K has unskippable advertising in their loading screens. This is a article from Polygon by Owen S. Good. The NBA 2K series is taking fire for the appearance of unskippable loading screens advertisements that show up in the main game. This weekend, Survivor reported that an ad for Oculus Road before the usual, quote, episode of NBA 2K TV, which precedes a game loading in any of NBA 2K21's multiple modes. The prompt to edit lineups as the game loads doesn't appear until the advertisement finishes, meaning users have no choice but to watch to the end. Monday morning, Polygon tried to find the unskippable ads using the game on an Xbox One. We couldn't find them in games loaded into My Career, My Team, or any several Play Now matchups. It's possible this only affects certain versions or regions, or that 2K Sports already nixed the ad over the weekend. Furor. We've reached out to a 2K representative for clarification. Survivor said the ads were also playing on NBA 2K21's PC and PS4 versions last year around Halloween. NBA 2K20 started featuring unskippable ads. NBA 2K19 experimented with them in the summer before its launch. Around the time it was put on sale at 95% discount. Both created backlashes and quickly died out. And then it goes on to give some further examples of ads in video games. Now, I feel like cross advertising in video games and in the real world is nothing new.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember back in the day, we used to get like billboards of like real products, like 5 Gum.
Yeah,
were in video games, back in the day, or like
that's when product placement was really
Sprint.
needed.
Yeah, it was all over the place. It was unwanted. But this report of NBA 2K21 having just this unskippable ad that just like blocks you from doing anything in the game. It's annoying. It's intrusive. It smells of like reeks. It makes me nauseous from the poison that is capitalism.
Yes, passionate.
No, but it sucks. It's annoying. Get the shit out of there.
I think it's more likely that they did nix it. Obviously, they checked and tried to see if they actually,
Well, it's for the Xbox version at least.
Yeah, that's for the Xbox version at least. If I'm remembering, I think 2K sells more on PlayStation. I don't know.
Yes.
So maybe that was the better console that.
All sports games sell more on PlayStation.
Yeah, that's why I always kind of figured for the motorsports and all. But
yeah,
it's been a while, at least from my experience, where we've had such blatant product placement inside of a game.
I mean, the sports games always have it, but and the article from Polygon lists a whole bunch of versions. It was, all over the UFC games and FIFA's covered in it and stuff. It's worth saying on their Twitter, the guys over at NBA 2K said, they put out a statement saying, as many are aware, in recent years, ads have been integrated into 2K TV segments. I think the 2K TV is like their loading screen, little.
Yeah, because it shows news about the game.
Yeah.
It's like it's a real world. Obviously we're not familiar with 2K all that much because we don't play sports games or sports for that matter. Yeah.
So their statement continues. Yesterday's 2K TV ad placement impacted our players' experience in a way we didn't intend. Okay. As these ads are not meant to run as part of the pre-game introduction. This will be fixed in future episodes. Thanks for your continued feedback.
We expected to shove it down their throats and them to accept it.
We don't believe you, murder!
It's just a matter of, testing the feels. Are they going to get angry?
Are they going to get... Oh, they're angry.
They're angry.
They're angry.
Nix it. Oh, no, it didn't impact them correctly.
Yeah. I like the quick turnaround. It's not like the Battlefront 2 type stuff where they're like, oh my god, they're angry that we demand money from... how dare they? No, it's straight up just like, oh, yeah, okay, that's the line.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we found it. We found the line.
Yeah, nix it right there. So
man, this stuff is getting... And these are the same... this is from the same parent company... Is it Take-Two, I think?
I think it's Take-Two.
We covered it on an early episode about... They were the front runners for $70 next generation, which seems to have taken hold.
Yeah, and them, the
2K
guys.
You've got all these ads, you've got all these microtransactions, you've got, one of the most popular sports game in the world, but you need to cover that development cost for next gen, man. It's just too much. So here's an extra $10 on top of all of that. We're struggling, man. Gaming is as big as it's ever been, but we're barely getting by. What are we gonna do?
Our sales were better than last year, but it's tough. 2K, if I remember correctly, actually, this is the newest 2K game, and it got really bad user reviews on release. On
you might be thinking of last year's.
Was it last year's?
Yeah.
See,
they do this every year. Every year something is wrong. 19
wrong.
came. I think it was 19 came out and was just unplayable.
Mm-hmm. Just glitchy and broken.
Yeah. It's just a mess. It's just a mess. And then the newest Madden is, the community is on fire. Everyone is mad. Nobody is happy. You're still gonna buy it.
I was mixing that with Madden. Now that I think about it, that's what I was confusing.
There you go.
They all kind of blend together in my defense because they're all almost subject to the same criticisms. With 2K being
the problem is
game.
we just let them get away with it.
Yeah,
and
because people buy the game,
and everyone's got and it falls into the same. We're going to talk about it later, but it falls into the same category of Call of Duty, where it's the casual gamers, like one of 3 purchases a year, where your average gamer will buy the Call of Duty, will buy their favorite sports game, and then they'll buy whatever the new hotness is for the year.
Yeah,
and those will be the games that they play.
Yeah.
For example, this year it's either like Ghost or Last of Us or Cyberpunk. It's going to be one of those 3 that will be the average gamer's third pick. So, it's important we just keep tabs on all this, and we keep them honest, and we keep, well, quote unquote honest as we
accountable
can.
Is the
accountable.
Better word.
That's a better word. And we make sure we enforce these lines as much as we can, because they're going to keep pushing that envelope as much as they can. So yeah, stop support. I would say stop supporting it. That's the best way to fix it.
But no one's not.
But that's not going to happen.
In the same way that people keep supporting FIFA and Madden, they're going to keep doing it to 2K.
But Connor, something we can support very, very heavily is my second penny of the day.
Yes.
Very exciting news, I think.
I was surprised by it. I'm very, very excited for this.
Ubisoft is allowing cross-progression on all devices. Whether you're Xbox, PC, PS4, if you've got it, you can play it, basically. And this is through their new launched Ubisoft Connect program. This is coming from their Ubisoft Connect website. It's a lot of it's mostly for statistics and connection between friends on different platforms and stuff. But they have this quick little paragraph here that I think is super interesting. Keep your progression on all devices for our newest releases, and then they have a little asterisk. All your game progression is saved with Ubisoft Connect, so you won't lose a step if you change consoles or switch to PC. And then below they have, with their asterisks, the games that are included in this program. Yeah. And I assume from here going forward how it'll work. And that's Hyperscape, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Immortals Phoenix Rising, Riders Republic, and then interesting, Watch Dogs Legion isn't mentioned here. I wonder, is it somewhere else in here?
It may because possibly just included in the game.
It might be a we'll have to see.
Mm-hmm.
It might be a we'll have to see. But this is dope. This is really dope.
It really much is.
It's hilarious that it's all through. It's all in Ubisoft's own thing, so they're bypassing restrictions made on platform holders.
You see, usually when we think of this stuff happening, we think, Microsoft is going to take the charge, Sony is, they're going to have some kind of deal between the two.
Yeah.
But Ubisoft just kind of came out and said, time for us to, no, they're not doing it, mainly because of Sony, let's be honest. Let's just do it. Yeah. And I actually saw this news, and I thought of For Honor, because I've actually been, I had told you recently, I think, that I was looking to get back into it, and PC is pretty barren.
It is unlikely that this will work for Honor.
It may not, but I'm hopeful that it might.
It's an old game and it didn't catch fire.
It still has a dedicated community that gets updates constantly. So
but it's not Siege.
It's not Siege. Well, Siege goes without saying that that's a big reason why they're
they don't mention Siege here, but I'm sure there's going to be a next-gen version of Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah, it's probably about time.
I think they're going to keep the same thing. I think it'll be the same game and they'll just continue it.
That makes sense too. But honestly, they could do either one, and it would.
They also where's that Rainbow Six? What is it called? Quarantine or whatever? That PvE game they announced 2 years ago?
Is coming out
3 years ago?
Yeah,
something like that. I want to say it was either 2018 or 2019 E3.
I mean, that's what the old Rainbow Six games were like. So
it must have been 2018.
It had to have been. Something like that.
It must have been 2018. They announced it, and then that was it. That's gone. They were probably just saying, "Is anybody kind of interested in this idea?" And everyone said, "Yeah."
Yeah, I mean, isn't that one of the reasons why they changed up the formula? Because it used to be single player game, multiplayer as well, but it had a single player.
It had co-op.
Yeah, it had co-op. It had single player. Yeah. So I don't know if they were trying to hope to bring back those days,
maybe gain
some players that way, but
probably
we haven't heard anything.
Yeah, no. Siege is the platform now for that franchise.
Besides the point, though. Ubisoft Connect, I'm interested to see how they're going to update it as it goes along.
This is
what
exciting.
Games are going to be included.
This is exciting for me because that means I can go get my platinum trophy, and then if I want to, I can just jump right over to PC and play on PC if I want to.
Yeah, if you just decide you want to.
Probably means I have to buy the game twice, in which case I've thought about that. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Why would I do that?
No.
But yeah, that's exciting. Temperature check. How are you feeling about? What are your personal excitement level for games like Immortal Phoenix and Assassin's Creed?
Oh, okay. Well, I've decided I'm probably not going to get Assassin's Creed.
Really?
I like Vikings and such, but the problem is that I know it's going to be about the same, bigger, if what they're saying is going to turn out to be true, as Odyssey, which, if you know, I still haven't played. I haven't beaten that game yet, because I keep getting sidetracked and do so much different stuff.
I think you should move on.
But I'm not. I'm definitely not.
It's a great game. I have the platinum for that game. I love that game. It's my favorite Assassin's Creed.
It is the best Assassin's Creed that I played, but I feel like Valhalla will just be similar things, but probably better. They'll probably make some of the systems better than Odyssey was.
Yeah, from what I understand, they're going deep. You can also switch between male and female whenever you want.
Really? I didn't know that.
And then there's like a canon route where it's like it'll switch it for you. Because it's I think it's still brother and sister like it was in Odyssey, but this time it's you can switch back and forth. So the two are tied together. They're not, because in Odyssey it's a sort of an adversarial thing. Spoilers, I guess, but who cares?
2 years.
You also find that out in the first 2 hours.
Yeah. But I may still get Valhalla, but I'm definitely not interested in the near future in getting it. Solely because I don't want to jump back into a game that's going to sink a lot of hours into it.
Oh, it'll be a lot of time.
Yeah, well, I'm also playing Genshin Impact still, and Destiny 2. I'm starting.
Also within, it's also within a week or two of Cyberpunk.
That's the other thing too.
So,
which I am also, of course, excited for.
Oh yeah, Cyberpunk takes precedence.
I'll pass on Valhalla for now, but Phoenix, I'm actually looking forward to playing that game. It seems like something I'll get on Switch most likely, and just play it whenever I have time, have fun with it. Recently, a trailer actually just came out diving more into the story, and it seems like they're going to have a more fully voiced voice actor, which I wasn't expecting, and that's always a pleasant surprise because I'm more a fan of stuff like that.
Oh shit, I didn't know this game was coming for Switch.
Yeah, that's one of the first things I thought when I saw this game is I'm going to get this for Switch, because, is that what you're going to do now? That you've seen it? Really? What are you going to do it on?
I want that platinum, baby.
Yeah, never mind.
Platinum trophy. No. Actually, I'll wait for launch. And then I'll see what the trophy list looks like.
It could be,
because if it looks like too much, I'm like, I'm good. It's also like all of a sudden the fall is just huge like RPG open world stuff. I may just get switched and just play it casually.
Yeah.
Because I plan on diving deep into Cyberpunk, deep into Valhalla, and then I want to play Watch Dogs as well.
Yeah, that's one of my justifications for getting it on Switch too, because the Switch is a really unique console in the sense that you can get games on there and just play it whenever you feel like.
Yeah.
Like I never feel, for some reason, I never feel a rush to beat a game on Switch. I always have this sense where I can just take my time as much as I can. I have no desire to really run through the game, unlike I would, with something like PS4. Not to mention, even though you have cross platform compatibility with PS4 and PS5, it's just simpler for me to give it on Switch. But the game itself, it looks fun. It's got the exploratory elements that I like in video games, like Breath of the Wild. The action seems very fun. I'm a big fan of Greek mythology and Greek history, even though they'll probably not include much of that. But that's one of the reasons why I liked Odyssey so much. Is I was hoping for some mythological elements in there, and this game's going to seem to deliver on that front. So I'm planning on getting that when I have the time.
You got to the mythological elements in Odyssey, didn't you?
I did. Yeah.
Okay, good. I was gonna say that game takes a left turn.
Oh, it does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, this is more traditional mythology than the stuff that's presented in Odyssey, because they're still trying to continue on that ancient race subplot.
Yeah. They're still doing the whole animus nonsense. Or whatever.
I don't know why.
Those are the words. Just drop it at this point. It's actively the worst part of the game. Now.
Objectively,
like it was never the best part of the older games, but like there was still something to be found that's interesting in there. Now it's like, fuck, I don't care. Let's move on.
Yeah, I think I told you when I first started playing Odyssey a while after. I was playing the game, having a lot of fun, and then a loading screen happened, and I was like, wait, what's going on? And then it jumped me back into the modern world, and I just audibly said, oh, come on. I don't want to do
you
this.
You didn't know?
I was like, I didn't know. I completely forgot that, this is a thing that the game does still.
Oh, my God.
They haven't written it out yet.
They also put their worst voice actors on that.
They do.
That part of the game. They're terrible.
Like, we have a good voice actors for Alexios, and who is the other?
Cassandra.
Apparently the better one. And
apparently the better one.
Yeah. And just then you have these bad voice actors, but I think we're getting ahead of ourselves. Ubisoft Connect seems like it'll be a good service. I think it'll kick off. I think players will accept it. And
it's not live yet. I think
I
read it came out and it comes out late October.
Oh, so it's still coming out in October.
I think.
I figured it was coming out with the
that's
next
what
gen
I
consoles.
Read.
I didn't see that part, so it's kind of hard for me to.
Oh, it's got its own apps.
Got some apps, yeah.
I don't know.
Whatever. It's coming out.
It's coming.
Yeah.
What are the chances you think this will only be available for a few, maybe months to years, and then they'll discontinue it?
Well, I mean, it depends on what they're going. How well people like it. Like, are people?
I think it also depends on the landscape of the industry.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, if all the walls get knocked down, then what's the point in having your own service run that way?
Yeah. Well,
outside of the almost social media aspects of Ubisoft Connect, so you can like connect with friends and compare stats and stuff, and you know, online leaderboards, etc., etc.
Well, I think it still has purpose even beyond other services coming out, because as we've seen, Sony isn't really taking the initiative to try and create that, overall gaming experience across consoles and platforms. So this could be a way for PlayStation players to at least have some connectivity with PC and Xbox players.
It's good stuff. Yeah. It's good stuff. Now, Connor, let's go ahead and move on to your first penny of the day. Penny number 3. This is interesting. Kind of came out of nowhere.
It came out of absolute nowhere. In fact, I'm actually surprised you saw this first before I did.
I did, yeah. It happened to hit my timeline, and I said, oh, that's interesting. The first original Fire Emblem game is being localized for the West.
Yeah, on Switch.
On Switch. So this is coming from Nintendo of America's Twitter. 30 years ago, the first #Fire Emblem introduced beloved characters like Marth and the series' signature strategic gameplay. Fire Emblem, Shadow Dragon, and Blade of Light comes to #Nintendo Switch. Fully localized for the first time, available December 4th. They've also, it's worth saying, it's all localized, and there's no voice acting in the game, so it's all text-based, but it's localized to English. They've also implemented some of the new gameplay elements that are found in newer titles, such as Three Houses, where it's like, if you screw up in the middle of gameplay and get somebody killed, you can rewind a few turns back. There are save states. There are bookmarks you can leave, which is like if you have to like put the game down in the middle of a fight, you can bookmark it and where you were and come back later. All great stuff. Looks neat and pretty, and it's great to finally get this game in the West, because a little gaming trivia for those who don't know. Fire Emblem for a long time was Japanese only, and it wasn't. And Americans had no idea what that franchise was until Super Smash Bros. Melee, when Marth and Roy just showed up, and everyone was like, "Who the fuck are these guys?"
And if you watch the trailer, that's the first thing that they do. Is it's old Melee gameplay with Marth, and like, hey, who the fuck is this guy?
And there's like some girl going, "You don't know Marth?" And he goes, "No, I don't speak Japanese. Why would I know Marth?"
I remember those were conversations I had back in the day with Melee. I was like, "Who is Marth?" Me and my brother were like, who's Roy?
That was always guys? It was like, who are these guys?
Yeah, who are them? I played them. They were actually one of my favorite characters. Marth was. And now we actually, from that point to now, we're getting it. Which I think is pretty cool. Now, I don't know actually if I'm going to play this game.
I have zero intention to play this game.
Yeah, because, the problem with games like this, Shin Megami Tensei is kind of similar, where I see how the game is laid out, and even if it's the progenitor to games that I like currently today, I don't think I want to deal with an old game and the mechanics that are going to be there. What?
Good word, progenitor.
Yeah, it's a progenitor. And
it's a progenitor.
What I am excited for, though, is the possibility of other Fire Emblem games being remade. Specifically, Path of Radiance, which is the game with Ike in it. And apparently, that's like one of the best Fire Emblem games that if you were to try to buy it now on GameCube is like $100 or something like that. Yeah, like it's almost impossible to get the game in its current state. And I think it's in Japanese only. I may be wrong, but that could be the next thing that comes to Switch. I mean, there's a market for that one.
Yeah, there is. And I would bet there's a conversation happening somewhere where somebody is saying, hey, let's put out a Fire Emblem collection of some kind.
Yes.
Now, will it be all the games? Definitely not. There's a bunch of games. But will it be the landmark titles? With the exception of Three Houses? Probably, I would assume. Your Awakening. I imagine we're going to get an Awakening and Fates probably double pack.
I mean, Fates made a lot of money.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they?
Yeah. And like it or not, I would, if they announced it on Switch, I would play both those games on Switch.
Fates is not bad.
Even though people don't love Fates.
People like it. It's a downgrade when compared to Awakening.
To Awakening?
Yeah.
But the beginning of Awakening is great. Let me tell you what. I've played it 3 times. It's awesome.
It never gets old. Yeah.
It gets old, but
it doesn't. It doesn't. You still haven't beaten it.
No.
Still have my DS.
It's sitting right there.
It is. Yeah,
it's on the charger because I'm in the middle of a fight and I haven't saved.
When was the last time you played that thing?
It's been like 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Not that bad. Ever since I came back from Florida.
Does the Nintendo 3DS...
Oh, that was 4 weeks ago.
Well, does the Nintendo 3DS, break if it's just on like that too long?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I hope not. But
you're not going back to your DS anytime soon.
Well, Spencer was asking for it.
Oh, okay.
Awakening, specifically.
Oh.
Yeah.
I should probably get to it then. I'm telling him to get a Switch, play Three Houses, it's better anyway.
He's forgot about it. He's thought about playing another game, so it's not like there's a rush. But
Spencer, get a Switch, get Three Houses.
He won't.
It's better anyway.
When all your friends have Switches, why would you? You play Smash Brothers.
For Three Houses. That's why.
That's true.
Because Three Houses is a great game.
It is a great game. But he's more interested in the Awakening games. But
anyways.
Yeah. Besides that point.
We digressed. But back to, what is this? Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light. Ugh.
Yeah, that's an old title.
That's an old title. And it's very Japanese. Yeah, I have no interest in playing this. It's old. It's hard.
Yes, that's the other thing. I'll be raging if I play this game.
Yeah, I'm good. They do this one thing, touch on our theme of greed. They're doing this thing, Nintendo. They did it. They're doing it with the Mario collections right now.
Yeah,
where it's only available until March 31st. I saw a bunch of jokes on Twitter saying Nintendo thinks the end of the world is April 1st.
I mean, who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
I'm curious to see what they're doing about. They have to have something.
It's the end of their financial year. That's all they care about is they want sales up for their fourth quarter.
So what are they going to do after that? They're just going to re-release it again?
No.
They're just going to end it, you think?
No, it's artificial demand is what they've done. They've artificially implemented demand to get sales up. So then to their stock owners, it looks better. Or to their investors, I should say.
When I said there wasn't a theme of greed, I was thinking of the Fire Emblem story.
It's not.
It's not the Fire Emblem story. It was
just
Ubisoft.
the Ubisoft Connect. That's the only thing that's not greedy.
Well, if we're talking about greed once again.
Oh, the prime example, Connor. The prime example,
the most
of greed.
Egregious one.
I see you stepped up and you've begun
the transition.
Your transitions.
I have power.
That's that supplementive role that you finally adopted. Look at you. Call of Duty is once again created an exclusive mode for PlayStation. Done a deal with PlayStation. Hey, PlayStation, you get this mode. Give us money. PlayStation said, "Fuck yeah, here's some money." This is nothing new. It happened last year with Modern Warfare, with Spec Ops. PlayStation, this entire generation has had first dibs on DLCs and betas and et cetera, when it comes to Call of Duty. But this year, they're doing it with something that people actually really care about. I mean, people kind of cared about the Spec Ops, but people care about this way more. PlayStation exclusive. This is from PlayStation Lifestyle by Chandler Wood. PlayStation exclusive Zombies Onslaught co-op mode coming to Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, exclusive for 1 year. The relationship between Activision and Sony continues. PlayStation players of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, still a terrible title, will be getting a timed exclusive mode for the game's first year. Called Zombies Onslaught. The wave-based survival mode pits a pair of players against hordes of zombies on Black Ops Cold War's multiplayer maps. Interesting.
Yeah.
Announcement of the mode appears to have there's a grammar error here. Announcement of the mode appears to have leaked a little bit early thanks to a trailer that wasn't supposed to have gone live yet, though Sony quickly followed with an official reveal. The first video was uploaded to PlayStation Europe YouTube account under the name Fallout 76 Steel Dawn recruitment trailer with a thumbnail to match.
I know.
Oh, somebody got fired.
Oh,
somebody's fired.
Someone had to have.
However, the actual content of the video showed off the PlayStation exclusive Zombies Onslaught mode for Black Ops Cold War. The official trailer with correct title and thumbnail is embedded below. And then some more details on the mode. Zombies Onslaught is a fast-paced, two-player co-op mode that falls somewhere between the traditional Zombies experience and multiplayer. Exclusive to the PS4 and PS5 players for a full year, it also includes a, quote, dedicated reward system exclusive to that mode. Players will use their custom loadouts, the same ones used for multiplayer and the traditional zombie experience, against waves of zombies on maps normally used for multiplayer. Maps from the beta, like Miami, are shown in the trailer. You'll be confined to a specific spot on the map due to the power of the dark Aether Orb. I don't know what that is. Killing zombies powers the orbs and causes it to move. Leaving the orb's influence will cause players to take damage. Each wave will feature faster and more aggressive zombies that can deal more damage. Elite enemies can further cause wrinkles to your wave decimating strategies. Scoring and ranking is based on taking down these elite enemies, ranging from bronze, silver, and gold, which will unlock rewards that can be used in traditional zombie and multiplayer. Each season will bring new maps and rewards to Zombie Onslaught, though I expect it will rotate the existing multiplayer maps rather than bringing in entirely exclusive Onslaught maps for PS players. It's unknown exactly what the rewards will entail, but alongside campaign, multiplayer, zombies, Warzone, and the Battle Pass, it gives PlayStation players a bit of an extra chase in this already content-packed game. Available at Black Ops Cold War launch for PlayStation players, Zombie Onslaught won't release on other platforms until November 1st, 2021. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War releases November 13th for PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and PC, with full crossplay across all platforms.
Yes. Now, I think everyone probably guess what our take on this is, and it's shitty. Yeah. You had Spider-Man being exclusive to Marvel's Avengers earlier on.
Granted, that was Square Enix. This is Activision.
Yes, but now it's still PlayStation exclusives. It makes me wonder.
It's still PlayStation going around stealing content from other players.
Yes. Now, is it the developers or is it Sony? I always thought it was Sony. Yeah, that's what I always thought.
It's Sony and Activision as a publisher.
Yes.
The devs just made a cool mode. It sounds cool.
Does it sound cool to you?
It sounds fun.
Because one of the things that I love about zombies, which really holds a special place in my heart, and
it's also worth noting the normal zombies mode is fine. Everybody has it. Everybody's playing it. It's great.
Normal zombies mode, as in World War?
In Cold War.
Oh, Cold War.
Everybody is getting the normal zombies mode.
Yes. So you're only Onslaught.
Yeah.
But this is Onslaught itself, just as a game mode, real quick. It's one of the criticisms I had with past zombies is they got way too complex. I'm fearful that this is going to be one of those things with like loadouts and stuff like that. So
the main zombies mode still has loadouts.
Does it?
Yeah,
it does. Yeah, it didn't say that. Did
yeah,
it?
Yeah. You get certain.
So
whatever. But this one is using your multiplayer loadouts.
Yes, as well,
and it's using multiplayer maps and stuff, which says a lot about how much production is put into this. It seems to just be kind of a little tacked on thing almost, but if I were to guess, it's not going to be a big mode. It's not going to take off. People aren't going to love it. It's probably going to be kind of just okay, cool, this was fun. Let's go back to the other thing now.
It doesn't even seem that good to me on its own.
It seems fun.
But when you combine it with the fact that it's a year exclusive until November 21st.
Did the same thing with Modern Warfare last year. Yeah. Xbox and PC players are only just going to get that content next month or whenever that exclusion date times out.
I don't really see a lot of people caring all that much. At least on places like social
media. For this or for Modern Warfare?
No. For the mode specifically.
Oh,
the exclusive mode, the exclusivity.
Well, nobody knows how good it's going to be.
Yeah, but no one seems to You would think with something like this, it would get enough bad PR to where they'd say, "Okay, we're gonna not do this anymore." But obviously, it just makes people want to buy it on PlayStation. No one really pushes back against this.
Yeah.
It's just kind of annoying that this is a thing they've constantly done for years now.
Yeah.
Constantly just
it just seems to it's becoming more invasive.
Yeah.
More intrusive.
It's like second nature to them now.
Yeah.
We know that players aren't going to not buy our games. I'm assuming it still benefits PlayStation over others. So
and it started so much more palatable. Back in the day, it used to be an Xbox exclusivity thing where Xbox gamers would get map packs a few weeks early, and that would be it. And then it would come to everybody. But now it's early beta access for PlayStation. Get special editions only available on PlayStation. DLC month plus available on PlayStation. Certain missions in campaign, I'm thinking of Destiny 2. Destiny 2 has exclusive strikes on PlayStation. Mm-hmm. It's just, and then it's just kept growing from here. Now we have whole modes, siphoned off, and it's guys, why are you doing this in a time? Now, to be fair, we don't know when these contracts were signed. Could have been years ago, but you should have been able to read the tea leaves and be like, oh, Xbox is trying to get everybody everywhere. They're trying to get this huge consumer base, like everybody plays where they want type stuff, what they want, where they want, with who they want, and Sony continues to just be this force of like, no, here and here only. Fuck you.
Yeah.
And it's like, ah!
Recently we talked about how ZeniMax was acquired by Microsoft, and we were debating whether those games are going to be on PlayStation in the future. And I was very... as a player, I'm not looking forward to that. I wish it was just on everything. It makes everything simpler, gives more access to people for what games they want to play. But as far as Sony is concerned, this just seems kind of like the way things seem to be changing just seems like payback for the shitty stuff that they've been doing like this. And I just... You mean if they were to withhold Bethesda games? Yes. And say... Okay. It's kind of like, a trade-off. Like, oh, you're going to screw over our stuff by not allowing our players to play the full game when it comes out. We're just going to screw you back.
Now, that is slightly different in the sense of Microsoft would just be overly generous if they allowed all these new games to come out on everything, including PlayStation. But there is some precedence of that before. Minecraft is still on everything.
Yeah.
Ori, Cuphead, those are on Switch now.
Yeah.
Cuphead is on PlayStation.
Yes, it is. I remember that.
Yeah. And then of course all their main games are on PC as well. So there's some precedence, and there's some like, oh, okay, we could see in the future how some of these Bethesda games will still be on PlayStation. I keep true to the idea that the smaller Bethesda games will be Xbox exclusive, with an asterisk. But the bigger ones, your Skyrims, your Fallouts, your maybe even what is it called? Starfield?
Starfield, yes.
Starfield, I nailed it because I'm a genius.
Yeah.
Starfield, I still hold true that those will be on everything. There might be some like timed exclusivity of like a month or something. But yeah, to bring it back in relation to this PlayStation deal, it gives more credence to Phil Spencer's statement from last week of he doesn't have to do anything he doesn't want to do, like in terms of like putting his he doesn't need to help them.
No, he doesn't. Now on the topic of Black Ops itself, of Cold War, whatever the fucking name is, are you gonna play it? Because our friend Fergus played the beta. He said it was very, very fun, and he's looking to get back into that game.
Yeah, but he just loves that itch. He scratches that itch once every few months, and then he's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was making me want to consider buying it, but it is also just an itch that'll go away.
No, I saw it. It's Call of Duty.
It's Call of Duty. Yeah, this is the closest I've ever come to getting another Call of Duty. Partly because the zombie, and partly because apparently, according to Fergus, it's slower than past games have been. It's still Call of Duty, as you said.
Call of Duty.
It kind of almost pulled me back in, and that's not a good thing because I swore a while ago.
My problem with Call of Duty isn't necessarily the low kill times or the fast paced nature of it. I can get behind that.
Yeah.
I don't love how guns feel in those games.
Yeah.
The way guns feel in Call of Duty have stagnated in the last 10 years.
A lot of them are very samey.
There was a change in Modern Warfare, but it didn't feel like most of a change, and it just felt like a tweak. It didn't feel like, hey, we're changing how guns actually work.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of like shooting mechanics, I just don't vibe with Call of Duty anymore. I'm good. Like I had that experience. I've put hundreds of hours into that franchise, and I'm all right. I don't need more of that. Secondly, as you know, my gaming tastes have matured, and I've basically like as I've grown older and the more games I've played, I start recognizing the point of certain mechanics and how it builds into how it makes players feel. And I'm sorry, but in a post-Titanfall world, punishing players for being bad is not cool. Like, if you're going to only give benefits to the players who are kicking ass anyway and give them more ways to kick the enemy team's ass, like, that's not fun. Nobody likes that. So then, like, you have 2 to 3 to 4 players who are actually playing the game, and then everybody else is just coattailing behind them, hoping to get some kills.
That was a common problem among Call of Duty. I like to consider myself in those upper echelons of Call of Duty players.
Yeah, but you haven't played Call of Duty in 4 years. There's no way.
Yeah, no, not anymore. If I were to jump back into it, it wouldn't be like that. Yeah. But I definitely noticed, especially from your perspective, that that just kind of shuts down a lot of the enjoyment of the game.
I mean, I used to be okay, but like as I've grown further away from the franchise, I get worse and worse because of lack of practice, and I've also forgotten how to camp maps the way people do. But it just leads to toxic playstyles, and it's just not fun. It feels like someone just dunking on me, and I'm good, bro. I can go play Valorant and like actually get good, or I can play Titanfall and still have fun because that game rewards players. It rewards players for doing well, but it doesn't actively put bad players at a disadvantage.
Yeah. I have to give respect to Call of Duty because it seems like they kind of paved the way for a lot of these games.
They absolutely did.
But you are kind of right. At this point, it's like, I'm done playing.
It's just outdated. It's outdated now. Mm-hmm. We can't deny what Call of Duty, specifically the first Modern Warfare game. Mm-hmm. We can't deny the influence that game has on all these other shooters. Birthed all of these, little shooter games. To the point to where like even other key franchises like Halo started taking notes. Mm-hmm. It's just like, bro, like games have done it better than you. Titanfall is a better shooter than you. To the point to where like hero shooters are doing it better than you. Mm-hmm. Rainbow Six Siege is a better shooter than you. Valorant is a better shooter than you. Now, Siege and Valorant are very different games. Titanfall is a more apt comparison. Mm-hmm. But it just, I'm good. I don't need that. Especially when other games do it better.
Yeah, my opinion's still pretty much the same as yours. Just, it's Call of Duty, and it'll keep going till the world ends.
Circling back to the Onslaught mode, I just don't know how many people this is buying, like, selling over. Like, how many people are actually like, oh, now I'm going to play this game on PlayStation. Like,
well, because I feel like the general consensus is that, well, if I get it on PlayStation, it's going to have an extra mode. Why not? Like, that just narrow. Because I remember when I first got the PS4, my brother had for the Xbox One, and that's what he was playing. And I got the PS4 quickly after that, and that was it, right? But originally, my thought process when I first bought a PS4 was, which game am I going to get this on? That's become less of a problem now. It's actually non-existent now. But I feel like for people that have multiple ways to play Call of Duty, this is just going to be, a little extra money going to Sony because more people are going to be buying it on PlayStation. I think it
feeds more into the idea of which console you're buying next.
That also does as much as well, yeah. If you're looking to play a lot of Call of Duty...
If the messaging is my favorite game has exclusive modes on PlayStation, okay, well, I'm going to switch over to PlayStation then.
But the problem is that in terms of exclusivity, I tried to
exclusivity.
Exclusivity. I tried to say it earlier, but I couldn't say it.
I know.
Yeah, I know you
Don't
noticed.
worry, Connor. I'll come in and I'll save you.
PlayStation just has...
You just had a little tied tongue.
I did, yeah. Let's move past it until I do it again, because I'm probably going to have to say the word in a second. Exclusivity.
Almost.
Damn it! Okay, anyway, there's more reason to buy in terms of that, there's more reasons to buy a PlayStation right now, and something like this is just, especially people that play Call of Duty, are going to have just more of a reason to play it on PlayStation than Xbox, and buy a PlayStation instead of an Xbox. And
I don't know how much that argument rings true, is that there's more reason to buy a PlayStation than there is an Xbox.
This is really the grander, conversation of exclusive games on PlayStation.
Yeah.
But obviously Call of Duty isn't really going to be the major reason why people are buying PlayStations over Xboxes, especially because you can play Xbox games on PC now.
That's where my argument is why would you buy an Xbox
exactly,
when you could buy a PC?
So like this is just another nail in the reason why you should be buying a PlayStation over an Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they've kind of got it beat in that area. It just
sucks. Don't like it.
No.
Stop it.
They won't.
They won't.
No.
Because Call of Duty continues to be,
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. So, which is great. People play what they want.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna shame somebody for playing what they want.
Yeah. If you enjoy Madden, play Madden. Bad game, but
just know that they're gonna continue fucking you, and if you don't do something about it, I guess you like getting fucked then.
Yeah, it's over.
Connor, you like getting fucked?
What is that question? Go on. No, what have you been playing? Let's switch it around now. Let's switch it around. Because you always ask me what I'm playing.
I don't like you taking control.
I'm taking control.
My
what are you playing?
What have I been playing
this week? Yes.
A whole lot of fucking nothing. I will say, how great is Ghost of Tsushima Legends, man?
I was going to actually ask that about you. How do you feel? I know that was worded badly.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it now that we've played it? Because we jumped back into story mode, but we went to silver, and I still love it.
I still love it.
Yeah. In fact, I liked it more. We had to think more. It was more difficult. I'm a big fan of
difficulty. So to break it down for viewers, we jumped into the silver mode last week.
Yes.
Ghost dropped its co-op mode. And we played through all of the quote-unquote story missions, which is the 2-player co-op missions on bronze. And we were like, oh, it's fun. There's a little bit of strategy, but it's kind of casual, et cetera, et cetera. We bumped it up to silver, and oh boy, that was a jump, like we hypothesized. Yes. It's a jump.
Now, we were underleveled when we first started playing it, but even though it got better, and that we got the more we got better gear, it is still difficult.
Well, one of us is still underleveled, but we're not.
No, I'm over. I've met the level now. I've gotten to that point now.
Oh, did you when we finally stopped?
Oh yeah, that first story.
It was the first couple of missions that you were underleveled.
I got
the first 2, maybe 3.
I think I got right on the level after the first one. But regardless, we started playing that more. One of the reasons why we started playing it more is because they announced a raid. And the raid isn't going to have matchmaking, so you have to have your team available for the raid.
We got to find some friends, Connor. We got to find some friends.
Yes, we got to find someone to play with us because we're pretty much dead in the water if we want to play those raids.
I do want to play that raid.
There are, and I do. Yeah, I do as well. So that was.
But we still got some grind to do. We're not to level. You have to be level 100.
No,
we're at what are we at 40s?
Yes, I got 41. I think
you're 41. Yeah. I think I'm 45.
I think you're 46.
I'm a couple levels above you.
You are, yeah.
Just because of the way the leveling works in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, it's good.
It's very good. The one annoying thing I have a problem with is that
it's so good. I've started playing Ghost of Tsushima vanilla again. I picked it back up. I put maybe 5 hours into it.
I was considering doing the same exact thing.
Yeah.
It's
fun.
I'll be doing that pretty soon here. But
it's a good game.
One of the issues I had with the overall multiplayer game is that the base game obviously has the stances. You have the water stance that uses to take out shield enemies, stone stance for sword, moon for heavy, wind for spear. Now, the way the weapons...
I do remember that, because I did not remember what the heavy and the spear ones were.
Well, the way it works now in the multiplayer is that you have different swords you can unlock outside of skins. This is not connected to skins. Where you unlock certain stances to use for that weapon.
To put it plainer, you can only equip one stance before going into a mission, and that's the stance you have to commit to.
Yes, well, there are some weapons that allow for 2 stances. There's probably more, the higher level weapons.
Oh, I haven't seen a single one of those.
I only got
that must
one.
be a class thing.
Yeah. The issue with fighting specifically shield enemies, really only shield enemies, is that they very much rely on you having the water stance to take down shield enemies. And it just becomes kind of a pain whenever a shield guy comes up, because it's more annoying and less... Because even if I dodge an attack and I go in for a hit, he's just going to most likely block it, so I have to parry attacks. And it was kind of annoying when a game is set up around this stance system, and you can't use it to its full potential when you're just playing a multiplayer version of the game. And having another player there to help take out enemies at the same time definitely alleviates that problem. But there were a couple of moments, especially because I'm...
There's definitely, a pre-game conversation to be had about, okay,
yes,
what are you coming equipped with? Okay, I'm also equipped that. Let me switch this out, even though it will underlevel me, but when we do find these enemies, which we will find these enemies,
we will, yes.
We'll be prepared for them.
And the problem with me is that I'm a frontline fighter with the samurai. So, obviously you have the disadvantage where, if you can't stealth, you're going to be you're going to take less hits than I will, and you're going to die quicker. Unless you
I get my shit rocked in combat. I also feel like the parry time is...
it's hard.
The window is smaller, because even when I went to the base game, which granted there might be like some RPG upgrade things that I've equipped in the base game, that have increased that window, but I was getting parries left and right in the base game, and then I, every time we jumped into Legends, I was like, fuck, man, why is this so hard? Vice versa, though. I'm stealthier in Legends than I am in
because you got to,
because I have to.
Yeah. But it is hard going up against enemies when you don't have stances to take care of the ones that you need to take out
especially when you're under-leveled.
Yes.
And your stealth attacks don't kill them immediately. Like, you've really got to plan out what you're doing.
Yes, you really, really do.
Which I like and I don't like. You know, I like in the sense because it adds that strategy and that dimension, that communication between you and your co-op partner, or partners. But I don't love it so much in the sense that the game is just not necessarily, the bones of the game were not built around that idea.
Mm-hmm.
So it adds some difficulty that doesn't all the time feel fair. But overall, I mean, you know, when you're built off the bones of one of the greatest games of the year, you know, you're automatically in a good place.
You're kind of setting yourself up for success at that point.
Yeah.
Because it's, despite those, what I would consider minor issues, we're having fun with the game.
Having a blast.
I want to play more of it.
I do as well.
Yeah. And that is one of the games we played this week. You know, kind of a dual game we played.
Other than that, I'm sure people are sick of hearing me say the name, but I'm still playing Hades. Finally got to that final boss.
And you tell me that.
I feel so behind the zeitgeist of everyone else, because everyone else is like, they've completed several runs. They're, you know, some people have completed the game entirely. Like, and I'm sitting here, I'm like, yeah, I haven't even completed a single run, but you know,
to each their own pace.
Yeah, you know, I'm not always in the mood for Hades. Sometimes, you know, I'm in the mood for you know, some Ghost of Tsushima, man.
Yeah. But
it's good.
Hades seems like a hard game to get into when you're not in the mood for it. Because it's, you know, it's a grindy game. You're having to go through levels and replay stuff.
It can be sometimes.
Oh, really? You just kind of jump in whenever you have no problem?
Mostly. I mean, it does, I mean, like every game, it does depend on your mood.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, the game is accessible enough. Like, I legitimately feel like, even if you don't like roguelikes, you should play Hades. Because it's that good.
I've heard multiple people say that.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fan of roguelikes, and it is a game that interests me. It just looks like there's a lot of reasons for me to jump into that game.
There's just constant progression.
Mm-hmm.
Either narratively or character progression, like in terms of like abilities and stuff. There's constant progression. And even in the beginning of every run you do, you know what the purpose of that run is. For example, I equipped a weapon that I know I'm not too good with, but it had a special effect on for that run where it caused me to get more of like the darkness or the currency in that game. So I equipped that weapon knowing I wasn't going to make it as far as I usually do, but I knew I was going to get buttloads of darkness. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll do that and I'll level up, and then when I go back to the other weapons, I'll be stronger, and I'll, you know, I might, you know, make it to Hades, and I might, you know, beat him up a little more, or I might actually beat him this time. Who knows?
Spoiler.
Bad guy? It's Hades. It's the bad guy.
Well, is he really a bad guy?
Yes.
I think he's probably like reasons for it, though. Let's be honest. You know, he's had a hard life, or something like that.
I mean, as of right now, he's just an asshole. He's just an asshole.
He does seem like an asshole from what I've seen.
He's an asshole.
Yeah. Hopefully, you
felt really personal when he sent me back. I wasn't happy about that.
Like, Dad,
his dad. What the fuck, dude? Have I played anything else? Galaxy.
You played
plugging
more
away
Galaxy?
that. Yeah.
How's that
anything
going?
else? It's it's Galaxy.
It's been out for years.
It's great.
You know,
It's a great game. What about you? You've been playing anything else?
Haven't picked up Destiny 2 in a little while, which I was doing a lot of that.
I did touch on that, but I'm only touching it. I give it a touch. I play it one session a night, and then I'm like, all right, I'm good.
Our friend group hasn't really jumped into it as much as I thought we were going to.
It's going to happen when that DLC comes out.
$40 DLC.
I'm jumping into it.
Yeah.
I'm doing it.
You know, I've been playing more Genshin Impact. It's just a great game.
Is it?
I played it last night. I was like, I'm going to claim my daily rewards, because there are daily rewards that you can just log in and get.
Yeah, you go in and you plug.
Yeah, and 3 hours later, I went to bed. After that login.
You're like, 20 minutes, in and out, piece of cake.
Yeah, there's 4 commissions. I'll just do my daily commissions too. I'm level 25 in my adventure rank. Oh, well, I better, do the Ascension quest that improves the world level that makes it to where better loot is spawned and more enemies come out.
You've already lost me.
And then, you know what I got? I got 2 things to roll for characters, and...
You know what sucks? This is what I wanted Avengers to be for me.
But it's not.
Just let me jump in and get these challenges, but it's just kind of obtuse, and I'm waiting for some updates.
Well, we talked about that last week.
Improve bugs and stuff.
Ooh, we'll see. We talked about that.
No, I mean, they're updating it. Bugs are being fixed.
Not
their
bugs
first
there.
big update was like a huge ass laundry list of just bug fixes.
Not bug fixes is my fear. I mean, my fear is the fact that they're delaying a bunch of stuff and player base is dropping.
We'll see.
Yeah, but Genshin Impact is, it's a good game to log into and play whenever you feel like it. Very simple game. It's on the phone. It actually runs pretty well on the phone.
Does it? Is it really?
Yeah. Oh no! I'm like, wait, runs well on phone. I mean, it makes sense why it runs so good on my PC.
Cross progression between those two?
Yeah. It's your same account.
Oh, nice.
It's fully the same. It's the same thing.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I might get in trouble at work now. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been your episode of the Two Penny Gamescast, episode 14. 14. You can find this show Monday, 8 a.m. on YouTube and SoundCloud. And until next time, have a good week.
See you guys.